You get a 15-point win today over UCF, coming off of a victory at Tulane to go 2-0 in Conference USA. How important is it to you to get that early start in the conference games?
Well, number one, for momentum's sake, and starting off with Tulane, at Tulane, one of the toughest teams in the conference, I think that boosted our kids' confidence. And coming in here, playing a team, UCF, to be honest, I don't think their record is indicative of really what kind of team they are. I think UCF is a much better team than their record. They're a team that's going to be extremely physical. They were physical with us today. They're athletic, they're quick. Their defensive pressure is really what stands out about UCF, so that's what worried me. And as you see, we had 20 turnovers against it because they do a great job of trapping. They trapped us all over the floor. They double-teamed Keena Mays every time she touched the ball, but I think the key today was having other players step up, because Keena's not going to score 24, 25 points every game. And that was evident today, but she does see the floor well, and she will find open players.
You mentioned Keena. So much has been made of her scoring since she's been here, and this is the first time she's held a single-figure scoring, but she got 9 rebounds. She got 6 assists. Overall, what did you think of her play today when her shot wasn't necessarily falling with the double-team pressure from their defense?
I thought the first half she tried to press a little bit, tried to draw some fouls, took some shots. They didn't fall. Shooters try and do things to get themselves into a groove. The second half, I thought she played really smart. She didn't force it. She saw open people. She had her head up. When they doubled her, she found the open person. And players like Keena, you got to try sometimes to find your groove. You got to. She was off a little bit today, and she just didn't. I don't think she was maybe as sharp as she has been. But you know what? Most importantly is we won, and we won double digits with her not having her best offensive game, and that's got to say a lot for our kids and our kids' confidence. So it's almost like you need a game like that to show that our kids, hey, if Keena's off, that doesn't mean we're not going to win the game. Other players are going to step up, but most importantly, she found ways to set up other players.
You mentioned the other players stepping up. Karina Baker, career high 17 points, 6 of 8 from the floor, 5 of 7 on three-pointers. Had you seen anything in practice or during warm-ups that indicated she had this kind of performance coming for you?
Well, we've been talking about it, and what we've talked about is, number one, people they're gonna pressure Keena, they're gonna double her, they're gonna pressure Alicia. We weren't getting in the last couple of games. We didn't get a whole lot of scoring from our point guards. I said, Karina, you're a great three-point shooter. You've got to look to take your shot. And I told her, a couple times, and I know Danny's been on her as well and working with her on her shot. But she's a great spot-up shooter. She's great on the kick-out, and she's got great rotation. When it leaves her hand, you think it's going in. She just doesn't look for it enough. And I said, listen, when we recruited you not just to be a point guard to run our offense. We recruited you to be a scoring point guard. And she did at the beginning of the year, but she's kind of gotten away from that. And that's not the attitude that I want her to have. I want her to be more aggressive. And she's been working on it in practice. And it has to be an attitude that you come in with. You got to come in with an attitude that, I'm going to take my shot today. And she did. I'm glad because Q was out today, and she wasn't able to play. So we were a little bit limited. I didn't really want to play Alicia too much at the point guard, but we had to a little bit more today.
You ended up with 4 players in double figures today, and almost 5 with Akil Simpson with 9.
Right.
What does this do going forward in terms of telling the rest of the league that SMU's not going to just rely on Keena Mays to do all the scoring? How much is that going to free her up going forward?
It's interesting because there's 2 stats that I like on the stat sheet. And that was the first thing I looked at is I thought we had some balanced scoring, and really, like you said, one more point, we have 5 players in double digits. That's important, especially when Keena is held to single-digit scoring. But the other stat I like is the fact that you don't see teams many times have 23 assists. And I talked to our team after the game about playing team basketball, seeing open players against a team that pressures. You got to be aggressive, and I thought we were good when we were aggressive. When I took our starters out a little bit, we struggled. I tried to, give some players some minutes that maybe haven't played as much, and we struggled a little bit against their pressure. And that's the way it is. That's the way the business is. If they don't get the job done, you got to put your starters back in to finish the game, and that's what we had to do.
You've talked several times about wanting to win the battle of rebounds, and even though you went with 3, occasionally 4 guards today, you did win the battle of the rebounds by 10, 43-33. What changed? Did you change your approach in the way you've got people crashing the boards today?
Well, what changes, we've been working on it more in practice. And I'm a firm believer that the more repetition, repetitions, it's like reminders. And we've done it. Of course, coaches hold their breath sometimes, because when you're working on rebounding drills, you're getting after it. And bodies are flying and people are running into one another, and you hold your breath, because when you're in conference at this time, you try and you don't need players going down, because you turn around, you're playing consistently. You don't have a whole lot of rest. But we've really concentrated on the rebounding area, and it's worked. It's amazing. The repetition it's a friendly reminder.